Please describe the context you have chosen for your work and say how and why this context is appropriate to the project.
I have chosen to create a travel journal for my wear brief. This is something that people can take everywhere with them when going travelling. I'm designing the journal with questions where the traveller can fill it in, such as describe something new you have learnt today. As people say, you learn something new every day. It would be something good to look back on events that happened when travelling years down the line. For my Who brief, I am designing a new style of album cover for a band, containing various pieces of art and other interesting things that will make an audience want to actually go out and purchase the album, not only for the music, but also for the artwork gone into the album art.
How would you like your work to be engaged with within the context you have identified for it? And what kind of response do you hope your work will create or encourage?
For my travel journal, I am hoping it will encourage people to note down their daily happenings and things that have happened or conversations that have taken place. The journal will most definitely be a success if used most days to collect information and photos and tickets, etc. Because in years to come, the traveller wants to look back at what they did. They will be able to remember it a lot more, because some memories are not easy to keep for years, and travelling is definitely something that should be always remembered. For my album cover case, I want people to be encouraged to actually go out and purchase it for the different style and artwork it will be presented with. I would like people to engage with viewing the artwork alongside listening to the music and admiring every effort that has gone into making the case different.
What contribution do you want this piece of work to make to the context you have identified?
With the travel journal, I feel as though it will not be complete until it has been filled in by a traveller on their journeys. That way it develops from just a piece of work to their own personal thing, with their memories and souvenirs collected along the way. Once the journal has been filled in, it will be identified as theirs and theirs only, which is what I want from creating the journal. With the album case, I would like the audience to feel as though they own a very important and unique piece of work which only a set few would have the honour of having. I want it to be admired. I want the artwork to be admired and for them to keep it for many years, so when they look back in the future they think only a set few people have this, and they should feel special that they have the privilege of having this very unique album. Because people do it nowadays, like look back on really old albums that they've got and think this is really different and really unique, so I'd like people to think that. I'd also like people to fill in sections that are like empty sections and like move things around, and with that also with the album it will be like made as their own, similar to the journal, so it'll go from a thing that everybody has to like something of their own, because they've contributed their own style or their own work or their own like words within it.
How could you make the audience interact with the context more, and how do you think this will improve the outcome?
For my journal, I'm going to make it more of a pocket passport size, so it'd be easy to carry around for people in the travelling. Perhaps it will include some 3D work within it, maybe textures. I'm also going to think more into how the journal will look when it's like been ruined, like bent from being carried around and things built on it. I think it will add to the effect, and when looking at it in future years I think it will look quite aged, and I think it'll just make it look a little bit better. For my CD case, I'm going to try and include more for the audience to interact with it while listening to the music. Things such as coloured acetate, changing the images altogether, or being able to move things around from one artwork to the other, or maybe even empty spaces for the audience to engage in, including their own work or writing within the artwork. I think this will improve the outcome a lot more to the audience. I feel if the audience have contributed their own part to the album, it will, similar to the journal, it will like make it feel like it's their own rather than something that everyone else has. And it'll feel like more unique and personal to them.
What What outcome are you expecting to get from the content you have created and the contributions made?
I think both pieces of work rely on the contributions from the audience in order to make them all individual pieces of art, as to them all beginning as the same piece of work. The journal relies on the memories of people's travel experiences, and a sign of it being used and worn would definitely complete it as a whole. The outcome I am hoping to get is for the audience to feel as they own unique piece of work that they have contributed to and made their own. Even though other people may own the same product, the information included in them will always be different and personal to that person.